So it's 5:45 on the 13th. I'm not even gonna talk very long. I was up all night, just so fucking sick. I haven't slept at all. It's so crazy too. Right when I went out to go walk them last night, and I was like, okay, this isn't so bad. It's fine. And then I came in. They all start going to sleep. I laid down to go. My stomach was bothering me, like it was feeling weird, and I had this weird taste in my mouth. But I was like, you know, I don't know, weird. I wonder what's wrong with my stomach. And then so they're all going to sleep. So I lay down, and it was just like instantaneously. I had to jump up, run to the bathroom, and it was all night. Every few minutes, I had to run to the bathroom. I was just going to bathroom water. I was like, what in the hell is going on? Where did this come from? And I have been trying to figure it out. Like, food poisoning? Is it the water? Because I was like, it reminded me of when I had E. coli. So I have no fucking idea what the hell. But it went all night to the point where I just kept going and going and going, and I wasn't drinking anything. So it was pulling all the fluids out of my body. My body hurts so fucking bad right now. Oh my God, my head hurts. Every movement I make, it's like, it's so much pain. I'm just like miserable. I had to get that freaking bowl out. Because I was like, man, I'm gonna puke. And I kept doing that, you know, like before you puke and you keep doing those burping. I was like, I'm gonna puke. But it was as soon as I would come and lay back down, get back under the covers, because I was also freezing to death, then I'd have to jump back up, run back to the bathroom. And then was also, it just like kind of drives it home sometimes, like the dogs don't care. Like, when you're sick, you're just sick on your own. There's nobody, you know, to sit there and even be like, do the dogs while you're sick, to get you a glass of water, nothing. It's just you and your sickness, and then all your responsibility. So I am just like, I can't even believe how drained I am. I am so fucking drained, and I still cannot figure out, because I haven't eaten a bunch of stuff. I had a couple of zucchinis that came from my daughter's work garden, and I cut those up and baked those with some breadcrumbs and put mozzarella cheese on them. So that's all it was. And I still have some of that, but that was the night I ate that, nothing. And then I had made salsa, and I kept trying to add more peppers, because there's, I swear to God, there's 20 peppers in it, and there's still no spice. And 2 cilantros, 2 onions. It's crazy. And so then I was like, man, could this be that the store that I bought it from, you know, that they spray, you know, everything gets wet, they spray all the stuff, but is it some chemical that they spray on it that is made me sick? But then the first day, the salsa, why didn't that make me sick the first day? So then yesterday morning, I had on there, you know, over by the bakery stuff, they had some turnovers, and they were marked down for quick sale. So I got some of those. So I ate those yesterday morning, but my stomach was fine after I ate those. They barely had any, it was mostly bread anyways. It was mostly, you know, the crusty layers, the turnover is. Then and they weren't baked at the place. They come in a package. And then, and they did not have enough cherry stuff. And then I had my edamame beans, which I eat those sometimes, you know, like if I feel like I need protein, I take a handful of those. So I had some of those yesterday. And then I went, so I've been to the grocery store a couple times. It's just this little grocery store up the street. And then there's a Goodwill real close to it. And which I was manifesting some stuff, went right in there, and there it was. And it was on the half price sale, the markdown stuff. Then, so I went to the Goodwill, which, you know, you're not close to anybody when you're in there. You're just looking through stuff. And then I went to my daughter's, and hung out with them for a while, came home, walked the dogs, uh, did some other stuff, I guess, probably making their food and stuff. I ate some chips and salsa. I put some cheese on my chips. I only ate a few. And then it was a few, oh, I had gotten, and these were baked there. They had some donuts that were reduced for quick sale, like the day donuts that were there that day. They wrap them up and sell them. And so, I don't know, I would think they were the morning's donuts. They were still soft. So I got some of those and I ate one of those. And then, so that was all. Like some edamame, some turnover, some chips and salsa, and this donut. But then I was like, well, maybe the donut gave me food poisoning. Maybe the oil's bad. I just kept trying to think of like, what in the world could have done this? And then it suddenly stopped going to the bathroom. This morning when I got up to drink tea, I was like, oh my God, is this just going to keep it going? But I got to put some fluid back into my body. It was like so drained. I felt like a fucking raisin. And then, so I've drank my tea, nothing at all. I would think like my body's so empty. It's hard to imagine there'll be anything to go to the bathroom for a couple days, man. But it's just weird, so weird. But I don't know, as I've changed environments several times, because went from out by Spokane, went to Dallas, came to Yakima, and then I'm going to be going to Boise, and then back to Spokane. And it was like, you know, breathing in all the different poisons. And here it's so, the sky's so smoky and stuff. So I have no clue. But fuck, dude, I am not even shitting you. I was up all night. I'm not shitting you. But I was up all fucking night. I went through like a roll of toilet paper. That just shows you how much I went to the bathroom. And but now that part has stopped, but everything in my body is hurting. And I would get, it's either the remnants of whatever it was that I ingested, or the ramifications of my body being drained of all the fluid. Because it was insane. And I didn't drink anything at all for, well, there was one point where my stomach was bothering me so much, and I got up and had a swig of kombucha, because I was like, fuck, what if it's the water? What if it's E. coli water? And then, so I thought, well, I'll drink kombucha. That should settle my stomach down. And then I got so nauseous. That's why I had to get the bowl. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna fucking puke. So, anyways, fucking miserable fucking night. And my daughter, they get back, well, tomorrow they get back to the airport, and then they're gonna go visit my granddaughter. Then they're gonna come back and be here in the afternoon. And then in the morning, she has to get up and go to work really early. So I was thinking I'll probably get up and head out. But when I was laying here going to the bathroom every 5 minutes, I was like, oh my God, how long is this gonna last? There's no fucking way I could drive. There's no way. There's no way. You wouldn't be able to get from bathroom to bathroom. And I was like, oh my God. You go somewhere and you get sick, you get stuck there. Because literally, I am telling you, I could not be away from it. It was like I could have just sat on the toilet all night. I just could have sat there and been, but I was like so tired. My head was hurting. I was just exhausted. And the energy on the planet is so intense, man. And it's so ridiculous. Fuck. I swear to God. I don't even know what it looks like to the people who just are fucking lost. One thing that is like this whole Charlie ordeal, that it has created a new wave of Jesus seekers. The church, there was a stadium, like it's insane. It's just more misdirection. I'm just so burnt out, man. But you know, all of these people lining up. Why are you lining up? To go be saved by Jesus. Because to me, I look at it as it's fear motivated. Not for the love of spirit And then looking for a deity, looking for somebody to be over you. It's just, especially the whole fucking premise of like, hand it over to Jesus. He'll take your pain. He'll take all your issues. It's like, it's absurd. Like, you gotta learn about the spiritual context of existence. Nobody can take your shit from you. What you put out comes back to you. What you lay down, that's yours. You can't just be like, oh, look at the mess I made. Here, you take it. That's impossible. It's just like, oh my God, damn, I swear to God. It's just, I don't know. Sometimes humanity looks like, you know, they're getting off the teat and going on the pacifier, man. It's like, go deeper. Go deeper. And then get out of fear. Everything is fear-based. And then all the drama going on around Charlie. Not only is it revealing the hatefulness in people, which everybody's noticing that. Extreme hatefulness of, you know, and I didn't know who Charlie Kirk was until I was at my mom's and saw the podcast. And I still didn't pay that much attention to him. I just saw it as like, these are the ones who kind of market the right propaganda, and then you have the ones that market the left propaganda. And but he's super religious, give it all, you know, God and Jesus. And so he has lots of young people, I guess, that follow him or admire him or whatever. And then, like, he's the Pied Piper for a certain generation or something, which to me, I don't know, I just see so many people going down these wrong ways. They're not going towards sovereignty, they're not going towards independence. It's just another form of control. Religion's another form of control. But but I did know who Matt Walsh was. I did know who Jack Posobiec was, because they were on Twitter when I was on Twitter, and I used to see posts with Matt Walsh, and it seems like Charlie Kirk was kind of a younger version of him. He would go to colleges and debate people on some of this stuff that is like not logical, and so they would try and bring logic into the conversation instead of emotion. And I really liked Matt Walsh. I mean, he talks a lot of common sense. But I don't know if he's religious or whatever. I just saw him debating people and people getting really frustrated because they couldn't win the debate because he's talking logical and they're talking emotional. And they don't have, like, they all want to think science is backing up their stuff, but it doesn't back it up. It's like the only thing that backs up their stuff is for us to comply, for us to agree with them. And when somebody doesn't agree with them, it sets off a lot of anger and stuff. But I think this is a show on Charlie. Like, I mean, first they had one guy they blamed it on. Then they had another guy they blamed it on. Then there's videos going around of all this stuff about this guy. It just seems like nonsense. And then his wife putting out his statement, which is all this thanking Trump and how much he liked you and stuff. This is a goddamn show. Now she's put out a video of her rubbing him and kissing him and loving him. Doesn't show his head. The hand looks like wax to me. But so she's, I don't know. It's like this, it's just a part of the movie. It's just like storyline. Also, there was a video of Sharon Osbourne and Kelly, which every time I see Kelly, it's like, who in the clone are you? And Sharon and Kelly out in a field with an owl. And spirits communicate through owls, and Ozzy dies, so I don't know. It's all so fucking, and it's the news showing this video. To me, everything is staged. Like, everything is staged. Everything happening right now is staged, and it's like the changes on the planet are coming in quick, and it's like they've got to do everything they can to try and get people to at least get out of their hatefulness and get into more clarity. Which I'll tell you another thing. I forgot to mention this the other day. Because when I was in Texas, my sister-in-law had put on Bewitched, the old Bewitched. And I used to love that show. But I don't have all these channels with all this stuff. I mean, I maybe could find it on YouTube. I don't know. But there's channels that have like old shows and stuff. And so while I was watching Bewitched, it was like, what a difference watching that show as an adult, especially in the here and now, and watching it as a kid. There's so much motherfucking disclosure in that show. And I only saw a few episodes. I was like, oh, they're telling us right then and there, like, a lot of stuff that Endora says to Samantha about her powers and stuff. Is like, and that's kind of, they want to keep us out of our powers because they want to keep control over us. They don't want you to even know you're powerful. They want you to take a knee to this guy who's going to take away all your problems, which is impossible. It's like, what a frustration then. And I wonder, because so many religious people keep that going all day long. The preacher on TV all day long. Looking through the Bible all day long. The music all day long. It's like, it's like the truth is knocking at the door, but they got to keep doing this to confirm to them, because the truth is the devil. And they don't want to be misled, but they're being misled. And it's so weird, because then they become so upset, like, yo, you think you're God? There's not one God, and I'm not over everybody else. I'm me. I'm me. And I become my own sovereign being. It's like, that is your journey. It's not to be over other people. It's not to be the God over others. It's to be the influence over self. And to take responsibility for self. To be self-motivated. To go towards sovereignty and freedom. How can you have freedom if you don't even know who you are? You don't even know what you stand for. And so all these things are coming up to show you what you stand for. To show you what, to make you look at things and think. And now I saw this one video, and I've said for so long, all these blue people, that they have, that they are, all these spiritual things are blue, and the red is religious, when they're going towards some kind of a spiritual aptitude or whatever. So when you're listening to different spiritual people, then mostly they're going to be a little liberal. And wherever they are on the spectrum, I don't know. I mean, who you follow is, up to you. It's your thing. It's your world to witness and to wake up to. And but the jobs that they have, because I saw this girl talking about all these jobs, that all the liberals have taken all these kind of jobs, but they go into these kind of jobs because they want to help people. They want to do things to make the world a better place and stuff. So they go into these jobs like DSHS, medical, all these kinds of things, and then they get their drive manipulated. So it gets turned and they get manipulated. So, because there's people like, oh, they go and take all these jobs and they're destroying the world because they're the nurses. There's this nurse talking about, and she was working in Seattle as a traveling nurse. And she said when they announced that what happened, there was a whole group of nurses over there looking at it, laughing, saying he got what he deserved. Look at karma, the irony behind it, which it is ironic. Like, that's, but to me, a part of the story. Like, you're sitting here saying one thing, and then that's exactly what happens to you. Like, I mean, that's just like irony 101. But they go this extra step, oh, he deserved it, he's a monster and stuff. You don't know him, and he's trying to spread good, no matter if you agree with it or not. And even, trying to, when that's all that's offered is religion, and he's trying to get people to come to Christ and stuff. I mean, there's only so much that he can do, but he's trying to do the right thing. And these people are just so hateful, but it's really standing out to the other people. Other people are really seeing like the hatefulness behind these attitudes, and then they're freaking out like these are the healthcare workers. Like, so if you go in and you're wearing a red hat, are they going to try and save your life? Are they only picking to save you and do well for you if you stand with them and are in agreement in the political stance? That's what, there's these sides of themselves is showing to themselves too. It's not just showing to us. They may not be seeing it yet. They may be riding this wave of fury. That's riding this wave of they're not in the right place, but they're in the place that's going to show to them. Like when the mirrors come up and all you can see is you, it's not going to be pretty. And they're going to see this really hateful side of themselves, just as we can all see. And they can't see it, but they're going to see it. And it's going to be devastating because they think of themselves as being these people who really care about humanity and stuff. But, they're FASCISTSs. And they don't want to see that part if I spelled it right. FASCIST. You know what I'm saying. You can't say it, but you know what I'm saying. So they don't realize that, what they're marching for, what they believe in. And there's way more going on in Nepal. There's way more going on in all these different places. There's so much going on. And that is just, like confirmation that we're at this period, this time of change. And I swear to God, just the weird shit with the moon. When I went out there to walk the dogs, it's like 4:30 in the morning. The moon is straight ass above me. And which other times it's been way over there. Now it's straight ass above me. And it's already half moon. It was supposed to just be a full moon the other day. Now it's half. And it just seems like it's going too quick, like the whole thing. And then there was there's definitely some ships out there, but not, I can't see tons, but you can definitely see some. But but there was a weird sound. There definitely was a weird sound where it was like, man, is this like the trumpet sound or something? So there's going to be more and more crazy stuff, which that is going to push more and more people towards religion, because once they start seeing the supernatural thing, that's the only way that they can relate to it, is, coming to Christ. But that's still a part of the three-dimensional reality that was created for you. So it's still a trap. They're still imprisoned. And I don't know at what point that these things are going to be, that's going to come into understanding. Because, on the same time as this big movement, all these people are being exposed because these people were also foster parents and abusers, and you could mask, you could hide yourself, oh, they go to church, they're good people. A shallow world where that's all it takes. Yeah, I'm a mass murderer, but I go to church. I can hide at church, nobody knows. Which my aunt, after, this was years and years and years and years ago, but my uncle had himself, after Nam, is he had, they said it was the agent, that color that's orange, and that because so many of those guys breathed that stuff in, because they were poisoning this place, they were poisoning these guys too. And so he got like this schizophrenia kind of thing from it. And then, so he did himself in. And my aunt, at some point, she went to like a mixer through the church, where you could go and, meet, I think it was just single people. I don't think it was widows and widowers. I think it was just single people. But you could go and you could meet people and stuff like that. So she met this guy, started dating him, and then was dating him for a while. I think they became boyfriend and girlfriend. He was buying her really expensive presents and stuff. And one of the presents she had given me, and I always wonder whatever happened to that, because for a while when I was young I moved a lot, so I don't know whatever happened to it, but it was a grandfather clock. It was super cool. But anyways, it came out that he was a serial, the grapers, that he was going into people's homes. It was just strangers breaking into their home and attacking women. But we met in church. So that's the thing, is like, you can have monsters be at church because everybody thinks they're a good person. They can just blend in. Because you need to have more than that. It's just a mask. It's just, and it's part of the laundry system. And I don't know, it's just corrupt. The whole thing is corrupt. And yeah, you may find a little church where it's a really good guy and the people all in the thing, and you're gonna find ones that are on the up and up, where the people really, have faith and believe and really try and walk the walk. But a lot, it's like, well, I'm a sinner. I just give it over to Jesus. Jesus takes it. It's like, well, that's not the path to enlightenment, I'll tell you that. It's not the path to sovereignty, I'll tell you that. So, I don't know what's going to happen to turn people in a new direction. I mean, they're all like I said, it's just like they're flooding into churches and stuff to be saved. But to me, it's out of fear. God, that's lessons. It's lessons. Everything in the world, everything in life is lessons. Everything in life is for you to get to see yourself. So it's not like you can do anything wrong. But at this time of ascension, this time of splitting apart the two energies, the pole shift, it's like the positive pole's going this way. It's like an expansion. And it's like because if you take the yin to the yang, we're in the dark, we're way out of balance, and so then we're flooded with nonsense and just everything that is dark energy, and then you step into the light, then it's like the light is going into separation from the dark, but it's not in all spaces. So, but there is this potential of the higher vibration and it being about the light. And it's like the playground for living the good life. And then, but there's still going to be the dark. There's still going to be negativity, but that is going to be the vibrational shift. So there's going to be people who are going to be stuck in that. And that's what I keep seeing, is like so many people are not ascending out of the dark. They're just still in there, just going around in circles. So I don't know. I mean, the universe is opening up so many doors and so many windows, trying to get people to see. But I don't know if it is that we're actually going to have beings come down to create more enlightenment, because they, throughout time, other higher dimensional beings have come down to enlighten humanity. So, but since it's all these separate storylines, the information has not been carried forward. It's like they block us from this information. So, because this was kind of cool. This guy had, what was it? A church in Scotland. And it's this way that they did this sealing or something. So anyway, this guy figured out it's a tune. And so he put it as notes and then played an instrument to play what the sealing was saying. And, I mean, just some of these churches, some of this, the craftsmanship of some of this stuff is so far beyond. anything that we can do. But so they they take these times and then they do these resets to cut us off from information and start us back over from the beginning, and then and keep us lost, because then it keeps their world alive because we keep spinning our wheels in their world. But so I don't know, you know, as I still think it's going to be more people. It's not going to be like 15% of the people go to higher vibration. I swear to God, it's got to be more people. And what's sad too is there's so many people who are like, in some senses, facing themselves and making changes in their life and trying to grow and become more connected, and but it still is this, it's still this trap. We're still in the trap. So I don't know. I just don't know. Because before I had said I don't know what's going to pull the religious people out of it because of all the firewalls and everything is the demons. It's the demons. They're trying to trick you. And so to me, I was like, well, if this rapture thing occurs and they all just leave together, and I would say they're all going to play out the rest of the storyline. But if, but I couldn't figure, you know, what could happen to break through all these firewalls to get them to see something different. Like, it would have to be so significant. I seriously, I don't know. And now there's more people going in that direction. So, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I know that the lights are going to keep coming on. People are going to have to keep seeing more of the truth. And I don't know, it's kind of funny too. Like, if you, like, because there's a lot of people out there, their deaths are being faked. And so, and all these different dramas and stuff. So if he were to really, I don't know, be resurrected, like, or maybe he's just going to stay on the down low. Maybe he's going to rapture. Fuck, I don't fucking know. I mean, you just got to watch how things play out. I know where I'm going. That's what I do know. I know I'm going. Last night I was like, man, is this my way out of here? Am I going to keel over? They're going to come home and find me dead? That's how bad I felt. It was like, it was horrible. And it just came out of left field. Like, what the fuck is going on, man? My head is still pounding. Still feel like shit. I'm going to lay down and go back to sleep for a while. See if I can go back to sleep. I'm so uncomfortable. Everything is so uncomfortable. But anyways, I don't know how this is all going to play out. I just know everything is being exposed. Everyone is being exposed. But that's not just the only part of the story. The part of the story is reflection. And that is what the Hopi had called the time of mirrors. That's how I look at it. And that is going to be when people are going to see themselves. And that's where it gets hard, because they are so built on hierarchy and ego and self-gratification and all these things that they're going to have to face in themselves. And they support such negative stuff, and they just have no awareness of it. But boy, man, the way they're exposing themselves, it's like creepy, man. Swear to God, it's like you know, going into the grocery store each week, talking to the lady, being all friendly, and now all of a sudden you see like, oh, she's a serial killer. It's like, what? These people are like showing such a dark, hateful side of themselves, and there's more going. Like, I swear to God, the incident on the bus, I think is staged. The incident in the hotel, I think is staged. I mean, it's all so absurd, but it gets us to work on our compassion and empathy, and that's what we are lacking. I've been saying this for years. It's like trying to wake people up in their compassion and their empathy. And a lot of people just go the other way. Well, I don't care about them. Well, I don't care about them. Well, I don't know. There's just an intense amount of hypocrisy out there. And so that's why I've been saying for a while, when people get a good hard look at themselves, when the lights come on and all you can see is yourself, people are not going to like what they see. And they're going to try and opt out. They're going to try and take the easy way out because it's going to seem. That's why I think, there's lots of people who have been working on healing and stuff like that that are going to be, the way showers, because all these people are going to be so lost and they're going to be so overwhelmed. And that's the thing, is like, you can't be overwhelmed with hating yourself. You can't just indulge into shame and guilt. You got to move through this stuff. You got to move towards this forgiving yourself, forgiving everyone. It's just a more depth to this place. And to me, you just look at it as like a game, and the leveling up, and getting out of, like in a video game, they got to get out of one floor to get to the next floor where things get harder. There's more stuff going on. So each thing is this leveling up. But that to me is what life is about. It's just a game. But you have to be playing it from a spiritual perspective. Otherwise, you're just lost in it. It swallows you up. You become, like how these people are like, you're just an NPC. Well, you're swallowed up in the game. You got to be more active. You got to have some sense of what you're doing here and how to play it. And the big thing is seeing your lessons as good things is a part of your growth. Like you see this bad side of yourself, so then you can go do yourself in. Well, guess what? Now you're trapped there. It's like, this is the time to move through it. This is the time to release it. This is the time to move forward. So there's people who are just going to get themselves trapped in their pain and suffering because they don't want to deal with it. They think like, I don't know, like death is, you let all this go. You don't. It follows you. It goes with you, because everything you put out goes with you. You go. It's your world. It's like you can't go and do things and then just, oh well, I'm out, and then it goes away. It doesn't. It doesn't go away. When I was over at my daughter's yesterday, one of my granddaughter's friends had just recently did herself in. And it was shocking to the family. They didn't see it coming. She was one of 4 girls. And they all left to go get food while they were getting their house ready because they were moving. And she decided to stay back, and she did herself in, and it was totally came out of left field. Like, nobody saw it coming. They were shocked. And I guess there was some bullying going on in school, and kids get overwhelmed by the bullying. They think like everything is temporary. That's why kids have got to get this through. Like, parents should be like, whatever problems they're going through, you got to keep reminding them it's temporary. It's temporary. Things are always changing. This time in high school or junior high school seems like it's your whole life, but it's literally a couple years. You get older, you're not going to remember that shit. So but the thing is about people, when they go and do themselves in and everybody's just all tore up about it and stuff, because it has to do with loss and lessons and everything. But the person who does it, as soon as they get to the other side, it's like that now they see what they've done and they can't undo it. And so they stay around you. They're around you all the time. They feel a depth of sadness because they don't go straight up in the higher vibration. They stay in the lower vibration around you. And I guess that's probably why there was that kind of saying or whatever, people who do themselves in. This was when I was growing up. They used to tell us this. If somebody does themselves in, that they go to hell. Well, it's kind of like you trap yourself in hell, but not forever and ever. But you make an imprint, a footprint that you can't resolve. But there's people here who came to play those parts. So it's not like you can do anything wrong. But in that storyline, once they get over there and they come out of their bodies, it is immediately like, you know, it's like, oh, I was making too big a deal out of things. How do I get back? And then it's like, too late. Now you're stuck over here. And it's a lot more frustrating to try and resolve what you've done when you're outside of the story. So while you're in the game, while you're in the storyline, is the time to take care of stuff. To take care of the things that you need to take care of. You cannot, your hands are tied once you come out of the story. And then it's a completely different way that you have to go about it. And it's like it holds you. Okay, so I can't stress it enough how important it is as a soul at this point in time of being alive is to be letting go of things, to be resolving your issues with other people and with yourself. It's like, you know, I can't make it impactful. I mean, I can just say it, but it's so important. It's like the important thing to be doing right now. And so, anyways, we'll go ahead and look at my hair, but I don't know. Oh, one thing is yesterday when I was pulling my hair back, I was like, oh my God, are these broke? There was a whole lot of hair. I was like, are these broken pieces or new pieces growing? But they wouldn't be this long. But I've been doing a lot of other stuff, but it wouldn't be the pumpkin seed stuff. But anyways, but I don't know. I mean, my hair is super soft. I can't imagine it breaking, but I do braid it a lot. But I don't do really tight braids, so I don't know. But I was thinking my tooth was looking good, though. So I think it's looking good. Oh yeah, in these spots where I keep on being like, I don't know. You just have to watch and see if they seem like they get lighter, so I don't know. But anyways, I can't stress it enough, the importance of the focus on you and your healing and resolving issues and looking at them not as being the people are trying to hurt you, but they're trying to show you what's broken inside of you so you can heal it. And people are so resistant. So there's so much resistance, and that's not through yet. People are resisting what is real, and they're still going through, you know, all these weird things. I don't know. They keep having all these big Jesus, you know, this isn't, because there was another one, whatever, a year and a half ago, where everybody was going and getting baptized and stuff. It's like, I mean, I guess it's a step in a direction, but I don't know, there's a lot of propaganda in that cult concept of control, and so I don't know, my head's pounding, and so I can't stress it enough, the importance of you focusing on loving yourself, letting go of things, not holding on to shame, not holding on to guilt. Being able to love yourself is loving everybody else. You can't love everybody else if you don't like yourself. So you got to start with you. You got to start figuring out, what are your blockages? Why don't you love yourself? Because I don't meet many people who do. And as a matter of fact, if somebody does, which a lot of people who do are kind of caught up in their ego. And, oh yeah, that's another thing that's being exposed right now, is people who are just, oh, well, they're beautiful. They've got to be a nice person. Says who? That's another way to hide your truth, to hide the hateful side of yourself. You know, throw on some makeup, get some extensions, and people that think you're beautiful, and then, you know, but inside you're troubled, you're hateful, you're bitter, you're angry, you hold resentment, and you're easily triggered. So all those things have to be healed. And the hiding behind superficial, shallow things is not, you can go out and pretend like all's good, but if all's not good, you're just pretending. It's not going to do you any good. And this is a time on the planet where it's got to be real. You got to walk the walk. You can't pretend to be something you're not. So, it is to me, it's vital. So learn how to love yourself. Learn how to love everybody else, and put your energy towards figuring out how to have the day you want. You know, you just want to sit and cry and feel bad and watch one horrific thing after another because it's a big motherfucking show. Or you want to see, like, on the planet, there's all this stuff to get people to start having empathy and compassion, because you got to start. If you want a better world, you got to focus on the love, not the hate and division. And the hate and division has become so extreme at this point that it's revolting. So, anyways, I'll just say it again. Learning how to love yourself, learning how to love everybody else, and learn how to have the day you want is the direction if you want to have a better world. That's all I can say about it. So, anyways, I don't know. Maybe I'll feel better later. Yesterday, it was just way too hectic. I could never find any other time. But, and I'm sure there's going to be tons of shit going on today. It's just going to keep picking up steam. So, anyways, maybe I'll come back later and talk, or otherwise I'll see you in the morning. So, I'll talk to you later. Bye.